Oh, bucket clutch! Oh! Well, that was, once again, a super lame intro. Oh my gosh. No, I guess I don't even need this anymore. Oh my, what am I doing with my life, guys? That was pathetic. Welcome back to another episode of Survival with Spruce, and besides the lame intro, we finally got our villager breeder and iron farm up and running over here, as you can see. Each one of these, you know, there's a zombie in each of the beds down here with 3 villagers, and they occasionally just, like, you know, panic, and the iron golems can only spawn in here. They go down here into the lava, and yeah, after that, it gets auto-crafted into iron blocks, though. Gotta show you that. Alright, you can see down here, we have it auto-crafts into iron blocks. Auto puts the poppies into red dye, and then we collect the heads over here. And then I have an easy access back here for the redstone. The redstone is just a item sorter for the poppies and the iron ingots. And then the heads just kind of flow over into here. And then we have it auto-craft into blocks here. It's not going to be enough. Boom, you saw that. Crafts an iron block automatically. And then a poppy goes in here, crafts in a red dye. Goes in the hopper chain, and then ends up in these chests. For the iron and the villager breeder, I'll link both of those in the description. But yeah, this iron farm does about 1,000 iron ingots an hour. So it does about 1,000 iron ingots an hour, which is about 110 iron blocks an hour, which is a pretty good amount of iron if you ask me. But let's get into what today's episode is going to be about. On today's agenda, I am sick of eating steak. You know, steak makes a healthy guy, you know, very healthy. But also, I just feel poor. I'm killing cows. I'm not a rancher. Why would I need steak? I want to be rich. I want something coated in gold. And I'm not talking about golden carrots. No. Now, what I am referring to is golden apples. And as you can see, we have the resource pack where golden apples are actually mangoes, because part of Vanilla Tweaks is they do, you know, they have some stuff where they partner with some creators, and Il Mango, you know, golden apples become mangoes. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Il Mango, and, you know, mango flavored drinks, I just enjoy. Like, how can you not enjoy the flavor of a mango? Especially in, like, a drink or something. It's just fire. So, in today's episode, the plan is to make my main food source golden apples. Now, you're probably thinking, that's so stupid, because the only benefit that golden apples gives you is, like, the regeneration, like, properties and, you know, the ability to help get you out of a rough spot. So usually people will carry, like, a couple of golden apples with them with their main food source, because just in case things get hairy, they eat a golden apple. Because golden apples actually don't really feed you well enough, and golden carrots give you a lot of saturation, so you don't have to eat a bunch. But we're rich. I just want to be blinged out of my mind. I just want to be the most rich person to ever exist in Minecraft. So the goal is to make my main food source golden apples. So in order to do that, I'm going to need a couple of things. So the first thing to do on this journey of making my main food source golden apples is to first acquire a source of apples. And the best way to obtain apples in all of Minecraft is to trade with a farmer emeralds for apples. And, you know, he resets up to twice a day, and each time you can buy from him, you can buy 1 stack of apples. So that's about 3 stacks of apples we can get per day from him. And that's more golden apples than I think anybody needs for like a week. Now, the other thing we need is a source of emeralds to trade with this said farmer, and that's where the Fletcher comes in. We discount the Fletcher by turning him into a zombie and then turning him back, and then we can trade sticks for emeralds, which is actually probably, in my opinion, the best way to obtain emeralds in the game. Or, you know, you could be like a sweat and, you know, grind out deep slate emerald ore, one of the rarest ore blocks in the game. But, you know, if you're not that sweaty at off-camera mining, the Fletcher is definitely the way to go. But I hear you saying, how are you going to get all these sticks? Well, that's the next step. All right, got all the materials for the tree farm. And if you're wondering where we are, you can see behind me is the gunpowder farm. So, yeah, for some reason, I didn't even notice this earlier, but, so there's our house over there, and then the gunpowder farm is there. But there's this, like, cool lake place right here that is, like, a secluded land, like, area. So we're just gonna put the tree farm, like, right here. But, yeah, let's get to work on this, tree farm after we sleep. And then, yeah, have a little time lapse for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get to work. Alright, so we finished the farm. I'll tell you how it works, but this farm design, it can do every tree in the game. It has a little TNT duper up there, but it does farm every tree in the game. This farm was by a guy named Rune. Link in the description for this farm. It's actually a pretty good one. Pretty simple tutorial. Honestly, when I was following the tutorial, it felt like I was building Legos because it was like so easy. Or just the way it was like formatted felt like I was building some sort of like Lego build or something. But how this farm works is this is the on-off switch right here. And if you're doing mushroom or jungle, you have to flip those two levers on, or the other direction for jungle and mushroom. But how it works is it's just a TNT duper, and when you flip it on, it just sends a pulse through, flipping the trapdoor, correcting the bamboo, causing the... I don't know how TNT duping works, but you get the gist of it. Trapdoor flicks the bamboo, interacts with it, and then what you do is, once you turn it on, it starts duping TNT, and you come up here, stand on this carpet, and this carpet basically is attached to a bubble elevator where all the items come up, and any saplings from what you're farming will get thrown into your inventory, and then the rest of the items will filter out into these chests. And what you do is you fill this with a bunch of bone meal and fill up your inventory with buttons. We have a bunch of buttons in that chest, so you empty out all your stuff, fill your inventory with buttons, and then you right click on it. I'll show you later, but okay, so you keep one in your offhand, one in your right hand, and then we take our buttons, fill up our entire inventory with buttons. That way nothing else can filter into our thing. And then if I turn this on, we should start duping TNT in a second. Okay, you see it's going. There we go. And we are duping TNT. You can see there's just a signal going through with a certain amount of ticks on the repeaters. Flipping this trapdoor strategically, alternating the how the scaffolding is going, duping the TNT because it's going in you're facing like a certain direction, northeast and west. But yeah, so then after that's going, you come up here you stand over this. And I think we should be able to get this block. Yeah. So you go until you can see the block. You know, we can place stuff here. And then we flip this on. So it's going to start dispensing bone meal. But we can't pick it up. But then it stops the bone meal from dispensing because it's on the pressure plate. And then we go to place it. So let me just reload the shaders real quick. So I hold this. Yep. And then we do F3 plus T. We stop holding it. Now we should be just right-clicking automatically. Alright. Basically, we go through about 10 stacks of bone meal in this farm. And we just get an infinite supply of saplings because it replenishes itself. So I think I'm going to now just AFK until we're out of stacks of bone meal, and then hopefully we shouldn't ever need bone meal again. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, and we have gone through 10 stacks of bone meal. Let me shut this thing off. Click this lever. We should see it stop in a sec. What the hell? Alright. It stopped. The button's back. Let me go to sleep quick. Just gonna put the oak back in there. Alright, so about 10 stacks of bone meal got us. That's 2 stacks of logs. That's a lot. Actually, that's a lot more logs. Holy. Grab some saplings. Bro, what is he doing? Okay. So, let me put this back. So all we care about, we actually care about the sticks too. So, we got 2 stacks of sticks, 8 stacks of logs, and 26 apples. And we do care about the apples because we're going to take those apples, turn them into mangoes, aka golden apples, and make that our food source. So we can just empty these chests. Oh my gosh, that's actually a huge amount of apples we can get with this. And we have a ton of oak saplings that just filtered back through. I didn't even notice I ran out of saplings. Or I didn't even notice I ran out of bone meal at first. I thought it was going to go longer, but we just went through an entire stack of bone meal, or 10 stacks of bone meal that fast. Oh my gosh. But this is the yield from only 10 stacks, and if I came here with, 30 stacks of bone meal, we'd get triple that, so. That's actually a decent amount of stuff. This is probably enough, that's probably enough wood for the rest of the apples I want for the rest of the season, honestly. Not the rest of the season, but for like a month of food, maybe. It's actually insane. But yeah, one thing I do like about the whole Minecraft community is there's just a bunch of people that will just make Minecraft farms for a living. And Minecraft farms are actually like, the fact that they just specialize in making farms and stuff. And some people specialize in making only a certain type of farm. And you can just go on YouTube, look up all these farms. You can just copy and paste these guys' like farms. And, just put in your survival world and makes life easier for you, And if you're a Minecraft creator, man, you gotta shout out people for whose farms you copy or, whose redstone you might have gotten inspired by. But yeah, that's a pretty decent tree farm. There's still some wood there I'm gonna have to cut off later, but this is actually a very good farm by, like I said, Rune. Link in the description if you want to copy that. Very good. Very nice tutorial. But speaking about tutorials, we have another farm to copy, and that is a gold farm I've decided on. Link in the description for that, but I think I'm just gonna bang it out in another time lapse. But after we get the gold farm going, then we have to make a system to deliver it to our base that's gonna be chunk loaded, and then we have to set up the golden apple auto crafter. Now, before I go and make the gold farm, I think I'm gonna go and set up the room that the auto golden apple crafter is gonna be in. And then after I set up that, then we'll build the gold farm. But first, let's go set up that little dispenser for the golden apples. All right, so I ended up removing the auto crafter setup. I tried testing a bunch of different methods, but there's not really, and looking through a bunch of redstone as well, outside of just testing, but there's nothing really that allows me to do what I wanted to do. So the plan was to have, a pressure plate here, and I step on the pressure plate and then send a repeated redstone signal pulsing to the crafter to just keep crafting items for the recipe it has in it. But the issue with that is how auto crafting systems kind of work is you either click it once with like, a button or something. You like put like a one tick pulse through it and you have to manually do that with like, you can do it with a pressure plate or a button. And then it'll craft one of the items that's in its system. And then you have to just keep pressing the button repeatedly. And I didn't want that. I wanted to send a constant ticking through it to just keep auto crafting. But all the auto crafter setups that are kind of like in the game are based on the fact that once the crafter fills up, then it will tick through the system. And there is ways to get it so that it'll start auto crafting once it senses items coming through the hoppers. But I still didn't want that as well. I wanted a system where I could come up, step on the pressure plate, toggle it on, and then it starts just auto crafting golden apples for me. And then as soon as I step off the pressure plate, it stops crafting them. The only way I could really think of to get a system how I was thinking to work was if they added like a way to lock recipes into the crafters, which I've seen people talking about online a lot, people's videos and stuff. And yeah, it would be cool if Mojang could do that. Basically, what I'm thinking is you have like a crafting table like this, you go into it, and then you like lock the slots you don't want to use. Like let's say we wanted flint and steel, so we lock these two, all 7 of these slots, and then I put in 1 iron ingot, 1 flint, and then there could be like a second button like here or something that says like lock recipe, and then you click it and it like locks it on, and then you could click it again to unlock it. But you lock in the recipe, then you would remove the flint and steel, and then you would see like, the outlines of the flint and the steel still on the crafter. And basically those slots would only allow like a flint or a steel to come into them through the system as well, which would, it'd open up so much more redstone like ability if you could lock a recipe in. Like let's say like cake. Like cake is a complex recipe, and you could like set up something where the buckets filter back through after auto milking the cows. You could set up a whole thing to auto craft like cake infinitely. But outside of that, another thing that I wish was that you could when you power the crafter, it just keeps crafting items nonstop. Or like, you could toggle it on with a redstone power. But what ends up happening is when it gets a redstone power, it will craft once. And then you have to like re-trigger it every time, which is kind of annoying. I wish if you just put like a redstone block next to it, it would just cause it to just keep crafting until there's no longer redstone signal. But sadly, it's something you do. Sadly, it's a block where if you have to click it once to power it each time instead of just it auto going. So yeah, I ended up just coming over to here, and now I put these outlines, and along each of these walls I'll put a different thing. So this will just be our golden apple wall, where our gold will be transported here. We trade sticks for emeralds, and then we trade our emeralds for apples, and then we can craft them. And then outside of that, I started planning out the gold farm. What we're gonna have is the gold farm is going to this area is gonna be chunk loaded, so we have to like make this look better than it is right now. But this is gonna be chunk loaded, and then a minecart is gonna come and deliver our gold to this barrel automatically, so I don't have to go from the Nether to here. But let me show you something in the Nether, actually. Now, one thing you might know about gold farms is they require a lot of magma blocks. So in order to get the magma blocks I need for my farm, because I want about 12 stacks of 64, I made a magma cube farm. And it's not really a farm, I would say. Or I guess you could call it a farm, but it's more of a manual, you know, farming than myself. Also, I set up a nether portal here. Through the nether portal is a huge desert biome, which, you know, and by the desert biome, there's actually a bunch of, what is it called? A coral reef. So we have coral. I picked up some sea pickles there. The one thing I am missing still is some mangrove. I do need some, like, mangrove trees. But yeah, so basically, there's a couple here already, but you go all the way up the scaffolding, sit there a little bit, and then you come back down to here, and then you will just manually do it, because I have looting 3 on my sword. And I was testing out, like, you know, the magma cubes, like, falling down into powdered snow and stuff. But the output of me just manually doing it with looting 3 on my sword was actually, in comparison, was about 5 times as efficient, which is genuinely just, like, insane. It's like, oh, I waited 10 minutes, and I waited about 5 minutes with the powdered snow method, and I got about 30 magma cream, and then doing this for about 5 minutes, which is, I went up and then came down twice, basically. And in 5 minutes, I got about 3 stacks of magma cream, which is, you know, if you compare those rates, it's insane. But I could make it more efficient if I well, first I got to put walls on the thing so they can't jump out. But I've started breeding frogs, and my goal is to bring like 2 or 3 frogs up there with me. So then I'll go up the scaffolding, come down, kill the big magma cubes, and then they finish off the small ones. Because it's not as efficient, because as soon as I kill like the big and medium magma cubes, all the small ones take me forever to kill. So I could speed up the process like tenfold if I just had frogs with me, eating the smaller magma cubes and making frog lights. And that's like a double whammy, so we can just get frog lights as well, because I do need frog lights for a project that I'm going to do in a couple episodes from now. A big project. But the lucky thing was, near me there was orange frogs, and I needed the orange frog light specifically for reasons that I'll elaborate on in a couple episodes. But yeah, that's our plan for now. So I'm going to go breed some frogs, and then after that, I'm going to bring them here with me, add some walls to the thing, and then we'll get set up.
6.5 hours later.
Alright, go to town again. Look at the march in there, bro. Oh my gosh, it's a murder. Oh my god! With our powers combined. Is that hold all 3 frog lights? Is that what that is? Where do I check achievements? Get a frog variant? Okay, catch a tadpole in a bucket. Get each frog variant on a lead. Have all frog lights in your... That's crazy. I didn't even know those were achievements. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Hey, buddy. Buddy, what are you... This guy... Bro! What? He just is ignoring me. Yeah, that guy's got issues. Whoever that guy is, he's got issues, man. Okay, we take this. Oop. Then we get our leaves back. Uh-oh. That. Okay. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I'm cooking. I better fix my inventory quick before I do this. Alright, I hope me adding lights in there doesn't look like it's affecting... Oh my gosh. Look at these guys in there. Holy sh! Oh my god, that's already a lot. Let's get down there. Alright, how about you get away? Okay. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna let him go to town. And I'm gonna leave while they go to town. Okay. So we left, and we let all the frogs up. Oh my god, they all left. Holy. It's about to be a massacre. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I see 2 green, 2 purple, 3 orange. Okay, yep. This is... What is that? 7? There's 7 frogs just going crazy. Oh my god, look at them go. Look at this massacre. Don't want to hit the frogs on accident. The bow and arrow method actually works way better. Dude, this massacre is crazy. Oh my god. Last one. Okay. Alright, after one go, it's been about not even 7 minutes. So, yeah. I just think it's because the green frogs got lost over here, but we got a good amount of frog lights from that. This is so cute, bro. I love all these guys. Let me try and get the rest of the... I'm gonna try and get all the rest of the magma that I need before I do this anymore. Alright, we are done with the farm. If we look up here, I've put the frogs back in their little, I guess apartment. Little apartment, but yeah, we got the rest of the magma blocks I need. I already had, I think about, I had 7.5 stacks. So with this, we get 12 stacks. Because it's a 6.5. And I believe that is 12 or more. I think we have enough. Okay. Wait, okay, so I have 6 stacks and then 6 stacks. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's over 12. Okay, so we have over 12 stacks of magma now. But outside of that, if we check this chest, look at the frog lights. Holy. You get 6, every time I did it, you got about a stack of each color. A little bit more orange, because, you know, there's 3 orange up there and then 2 of each. But, oh my gosh. All I can say is these things are beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful these things are. My favorite is definitely the purple ones. The purple ones are definitely are just the best looking ones. And then I think the purple is definitely the best looking one, and then the close second's the orange, and then the green is okay. But, you know, if you like green, you probably like the green more, you know. That's just how it works. But yeah, got all these sets. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I have probably 32 stacks of magma cube heads. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I'm gonna head back now. And then, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna cut into a time lapse of me building a gold farm. I hope you enjoy that, because this episode's getting long. I have been working on this for literally a week. If you just don't know it, I've just been cutting it up, but it's been a week of me trying, so. And that's the last of my food, so. Yeah, enjoy the time lapse of the gold farm, and I will see you all after we are done. Alright, and just like that, we have finished the gold farm. If you can see it coming into render distance now. I did make some changes after I completed it. Realized there's a couple of things wrong, or I added a couple things to the farm. First of all, when the guy set up the item sorter in the tutorial I followed, I'll link that in description for the farm, but his item filter thing, he only had you put 4 like filter items in. Now if you do that instead of putting 4 stacks of 11, what ends up happening is you need to hit 41 of the item you want before it starts like auto sorting. So you know you're being so inefficient with it. So instead you should put in 11, so then only one of your item takes up slot, and then usually one of the item goes in the bottom here. And then, so we have it sorting 1 gold nugget each here. It doesn't really need the 2 gold nugget thing for filtering. I just have it set up like this just in case I want to, like, set it to filter for rotten flesh or, like, heads, I could, like, take one out and filter that way. But then we have the gold nugget. Now, piglins have, like, a 2.5% chance of dropping gold ingots. So it's very low, but they still can drop the ingots, so just in case, that's in there. And then the gold nuggets get filtered down into these chests, which then this crafter auto-crafts them into gold nuggets. And then the gold ingots come around and go back into the hopper chain as well. And then all the items we don't want, like the swords and the rotten flesh, get thrown into these, get dispensed into this fire, and then they get burned. And then, let me just go up here. This is like the AFK spot. You just stand here, and you can see, what the? Okay, I gotta fill this in. The tutorial I followed put an iron golem here for some reason. Even though, I don't know why I put an iron golem here, because the iron golem ended up dying. So, in the tutorial, I think you might want to just put the iron golem here, or something here to put the turtle egg on, and then break the block below it, but when it tells you to put an iron golem in the middle, just don't listen to it. Just, like, probably slab this or something, or put a wall, or another wall there, because you don't really need this here. Because they still can see the turtle egg and walk towards it, and then they fall down. And then, once they fall down, the items are collected, and then, the auto-crafter crafts it into gold ingots, which, if we see them get dispensed here, they get crafted in the gold ingots, and then after that, the gold ingots get dispensed here. Boom, fall into powdered snow, kills their momentum. And then if we follow them down, you can see they perfectly land in these hoppers, which then these hoppers fill into this minecart, which then once this minecart is, this hopper minecart is full, 5 stacks of gold ingots, it will then go, the piston will then come off, go through the portal, and get delivered to our, unloading station for our minecart on the other side of the portal. Now, I thought that it would have to be chunk loaded, for the, minecart unloader. I thought you needed to have it chunk loaded for it to work on the other side of the portal, but just with the chunks being lazy loaded, it still works and still unloads it, because I guess that redstone is not necessary for it to be actually loaded, so we don't even need to make a stasis chamber or anything. We can just leave it lazy loaded and it unloads. But yeah, that's the farm, and the rates are pretty average right now, because the tutorial I followed, it was double the size of this, but I just wanted to whip this out and get this episode over with, so probably in between episodes I'll extend the, how big this platform is, because the bigger the platform, the higher the rates are. Which is pretty obvious, but yeah, for now it's actually doing pretty good. I had to put, blocks and slabs over these, so nothing spawns, and then, you can see the heads, you just get thrown all over the place, so it keeps them from falling into the hopper chain. But yeah, we are finally done with our gold farm. Which is I'm so glad this is finally done. I just feel like I've been making so many farms and grinding so much. Also, I don't know how these guys are spawning. I think they're spawning on top of the obsidian. I'm going to put some torches on top of it, honestly. We come through. So basically it comes over here. This is the same unloading thing we did for the minecart on our bamboo farm. It unloads into this chest, which then filters into this barrel. And you can see we now have 28 ingots. And we are finally... I gotta set up some sort of door in here so these guys just can't keep coming through and out into the open. But yeah, that's that, but that's pretty much everything for the episode. But before we end it, there is still one more thing I need to show you guys. Now, as you can see, the bamboo farm, there was actually some stalks that I didn't actually bone meal, so they just hadn't grown the whole time, so I went and did that. So now it's at maximum efficiency. And then, oh, so much bamboo I'm picking up. I'll drop that off in there. But there was an issue with the farm where whenever you can see I moved the crafter now. So the crafter was like right here. And what was happening was whenever it was unloading the minecart, this block would be powered, which would then power the redstone top of the block on top of the crafter, which would keep it from crafting, which, you know, wasn't a problem. But if there was a problem, if I hadn't turned the farm on in a while and all these stalks were grown to the top, there'd be so much bamboo after the hopper minecart would just like do so many like run throughs like faster than this could keep up with. So what ended up happening is the entire chest and hoppers got filled up with 64 stacks the whole way through, which then caused it to just not craft ever again. So I had to move the hopper chain over, so now it can craft even when the minecart is unloading. But if I come down here and we check our progress, the last furnace is at a stack of 64, and you can see we are almost at the overflow point. So now it's time. I didn't do this in the last episode, so now it's actually time to... why can't I get up? Now it's actually time to see if this thing actually cooks our ore. Now, this thing can actually do... can actually go through... We have all our raw material. Here we go. Going through. But this thing can actually do 2 minecart chests. So 2 chests worth of 64 stacks of ore. It can actually go through that before it needs to, like, refuel and restock and, like, let the farm run for a while. And, you know, you're not going to really use, like, you're not going to really use more than 2 chests. Like, a double chest worth of 64 ore. Like, full stacks. A double chest of full stacks of ore. I don't think you're going to, like, need to smelt more than that, like, ever in your life. So, for that, you know, we're actually pretty good. So... I have the rest of my ore that I haven't gone through, the rest of my raw ore. And now we're going to see if this thing just starts outputting. You can see I got a, you know, the on-off switch is right here. The input, have our stuff inputted, and then it should output to this chest. Now, if I flip this lever, we have the farm still running. I don't know why it would interfere with anything. But if I flip this lever, we should see all the furnaces light up. Oh, look at it go. And now we just let it run until we get all our ore back in this chest. Now we should see it in a second coming through. You can see the minecarts going back and forth. There's the one underneath running back and forth, or it's unloading right now. I think it just unloaded. Did I see a skeleton here? No, we're good. Okay, yeah. It's picking up and unloading. Boop. I think it unloaded again. And we should see it come back down. After unloading. Picking up ore again, and it goes back. Alright, if we check this chest, we are getting all of our ore now. Alright, and it finished, and I swapped it off. I just waited until all the furnaces were turned off, and... yeah, it's empty, and you can see over here. Boom. All these are done. This took about maybe 6-7 minutes, probably 7, I'd say. 7 minutes for this to fully get done. And if we go and look at the hoppers, see how much they all should still be fully full because yeah, there's backup, and then you can see it used about, what is that? Well, that's that. I'd say it used about an extra half stack. So it used 64 plus 32, and you see there was like way more ready. Like I said, it can go through about a whole double chest worth of raw ore, which is, you know, very good rates, honestly. But I just realized something. What am I doing here? Well, I wanted to show you guys this, but one thing I need to do is make a bunch of golden mangoes, aka golden apples, but I gotta make mangoes. Alright, let's grab our stuff here. Just grab a bunch of logs for sticks. Grab what apples we have left. You can see this is our last one, and it's in the item frame. Oh, we have one in here. Sweet! One mango for the road, and a bunch of 22 apples. Okay. Oh, that's actually a lot. So a whole stack. So if I get about 2 villagers... Oh! You son of a bitch! Give me back my emeralds! Oh, well. We have infinite emeralds. He can just stay there. He's a journeyman. 1 emerald for cookies? What a waste of time. What do you have? This guy's still not leveled up. Well, let's make as many golden apples as we can. I don't even think we can make a whole stack. Oh. 32, 33. Oh, this is so expensive. This was such a stupid idea. Oh my god. That's all of our gold. We have 4 left. Well, looks like this is our main food supply of these mangoes. Dude, it actually looks so good. uh, this was so stupid. You know what? I don't even need these anymore. Bye. I also have infinite chicken. There's literally 10. I have 10 stacks of cooked chicken upstairs. Are you refreshed? What does absorption even mean? Alright, they'll restock. Do we have any? We actually have more! We can make more golden mangoes. I actually love the mangoes. Okay, now we really use the rest of it. We have 47. So, I mean, we don't need more than this. So they restock... What is it? Villager restock up to 2 times per day. So if they restock twice a day, that means that's 3 stacks of golden apples we could whip out in a day. If I just make the platform bigger at the gold farm, the rates should be actually pretty high. So we should have enough to make about probably, I'd say, half stacks. So about a stack and a half every day we can make, which if I'm eating more than a stack and a half of golden apples, that's actually crazy. Oh, the mangoes, it's so funny. I can't believe I did this. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm sorry about all the building and farming I've been done. But I guess I did all the farming. I'm glad I made all the farms in this episode, but I had this stupid idea and I did it, so... Yeah, I'm sorry about all the farming I've done. In the next episode, I was gonna say I'm gonna be building, but... I promise I'll build soon. I got all the farms out of the way. I've just been grinding. I feel kind of bad. It's kind of grindy for you guys to watch. I'm so sorry. It felt so grindy, but in the next episode, I'm probably going to go to the end. We're probably going to go to the stronghold, go to the end, get some elytra, get some shulker boxes, and that'll be the next episode. And then finally after that, I'm going to go and finally start building, because we still haven't finished the outside of our base, and there's still, I want to build. I love building, and I've just been grinding out these grindy farms and stuff and doing some redstone, and my mind is going crazy. I need to be creative, and I haven't been. Well, I guess I have been creative, but I just haven't been building. So yeah, in the next episode we're gonna go to the end, get elytra and our shulker boxes, and then after that we're probably gonna go and get some building started for like probably 3 episodes straight at the least. So if you guys can stay with me through the next episode, there will be building. Or if if you like the redstone or the farms, comment down below if you made it this far, honestly. And yeah, I'm gonna eat my golden mango, and you guys have a good rest of your day, and hope you enjoyed. Peace out.
Woo!